My name is Franziska Singer. I've come all the way from Germany and Bosnia and Herzegovina today. I'm a consultant and trainer. Organizations called Sustainability Training. I work on sustainable public procurement with students, public purchasers, and also politicians. Mainly conducting trainings from lectures of 1 hour to like summer courses of 1 month, or also a lot of one-day workshops, writing case studies, good practice examples and things like that. So far I've mainly worked in Western and Eastern Europe. I've done some work in Brazil and in Australia, but nothing yet in the US so far. And we'll be looking today at a tool you can use, or some questions you can ask to identify social, environmental and economic impacts along the supply chain with the example of a laptop. To start off, what's a sustainable product? We've talked about that a lot the last 2 days, and I would say the first thing is it has to work. So if you have something that has all these amazing functionalities when it comes to sustainability, but it doesn't actually do what it's supposed to do, then it's not good procurement. But after that, it kind of depends. It depends on what your priorities are. So are you looking at carbon? Are you looking at water? Are you looking at the social impact along the supply chain? You want to look at financial savings? I mean, financial savings is probably something that everyone is always interested in, but it can be more or less relevant depending on the local context. And then it also depends on the specific product or service you're looking at. So, for example, energy use is not really a good metric for a chair in the use phase because it's just not relevant. Whereas ergonomics would be. And then it also depends on the availability. So both generally what is on the market, but also what's available like in your region or in the amount you need. If you're a large government agency and there might be some small boutique items, but you can't buy 10,000 of them, then that's just not relevant. Generally, so I've been working on sustainable public procurement now for 10 years, and I've seen over and over again that the bigger the picture is that you look at it, the biggest effects you can have. So if you have a strategy in place that ideally it doesn't just involve the procurement department, doesn't even just involve like one branch of the whole administration, but if there's a whole plan, if there's things like contracts where you go together with other local governments or with other regions where you can really leverage that buying power, where you can maybe look strategically, for example, okay, what's actually needed, what's being used, in which department, can we maybe cooperate, can we reuse some things there, then you can have higher effects. And then it also leads to things like just not being bought maybe, because if you buy something that you don't really need, then that's also not particularly efficient. The next would be then to actually say in the subject matter, okay, what are we buying? Are we buying energy efficient computers, for example? And then of course in the technical specifications you can get more detailed and be more like, okay, what exactly does that mean for us? But if you didn't already put that into the subject matter and ideally link it already back to a bigger strategy like a climate action plan or a green policy or something like that, then it gets a lot more difficult to communicate that also with suppliers.